First World Order Radio. Finally, we are on the air. No doubt. All right.
There's always going to be somebody in the building on First World Order Radio.
We get on into some of that order consciousness tonight.
First World Order Radio every Wednesday, 8 p.m.
We got to talk about what is taking place on the planet.
There's always going to be somebody in the building on First World Order Radio. First, we need to let you know we're going to be doing more shows, giving out more information on Wednesdays. Wednesday at 8 o'clock, we are now going to make this the hottest day of the week.
Preceding others in time, order, importance. The most prominent parts, voices, or instruments. Earthly state of human concerns in existence. An indefinite multitude, quantity, or distance. System regulates to bring about specifics in the group based on value and natural characteristics. Current radiates electromagnetistics of sound through the air, same as your thoughts transmits it. Preceding others in time, order, importance. The most prominent parts, voices, or instruments. Earthly state of human concerns in existence. An indefinite multitude, quantity, or distance. System regulates to bring about specifics in the group based on value and natural characteristics. Current radiates electromagnetistics of sound through the air, same as your thoughts transmits it.
You need to understand how magical this, something like this every Wednesday can become. So you need to start getting your calendar right, get your schedule right. You need to know our intentions straight out.
All right, so, these clues are given throughout the various languages for us to piece the puzzle of this ancient mystery school back together again.
And what we plan on doing, both of us, is bringing y'all some surefire dynamite. We're going to take this level up a notch. We're going to have stuff to do here. This is not just going to be about philosophies and theories, shit that works.
You have an activated pineal gland in which that produced this black chemical called melanin.
What we did was gave a hard line in the sand between the different definitions of esoteric study and exoteric study. Playtime is over.
Peace. You back once again with First World Radio, your host, Dr. Alim El-Bey. We're here tonight getting ready to get into this deep discussion on urban kryptonite. I'm getting ready to bring in my co-host, Brother Fahim L. Are you here, brother?
Peace, God.
Peace. How you tonight?
Well, brother, real well. How you doing, brother?
Doing well. We're getting ready to get
Wonderful.
into a good discussion tonight. You know, we're going to deal with urban kryptonite. I'm going to bring on Brother Insight in a few moments, but I want to go over some of this information. The urban kryptonite is a new documentary film on health, and it will be having its world premiere. That's Monday night, June 23rd at the National Black Theater at 7 p.m. in Harlem, USA. All right, so that's in New York. So there will be this will be the day after the Dr. Ali Muhammad and versus Brother Polite debate in the same location. The price will be $10. All right, the film will be dealing with quite a bit of topics on the health issues. It says African roots, foreign diseases is the first health documentary ever to be devolved in deep into the mystifying quandaries of disease and death in the African diaspora community. It says at present, African Americans comprises approximately 14% of the United States national population, yet they suffer disproportionately from a myriad of diseases that are believed to be genetic. Oddly enough, there is no empirical data linking the ancient ancestral continental Africans to many of these modern-day so-called diseases. All right, so in other words, in our natural habitat of when we are eating organic or natural foods, whether we're on the continent or either in the diaspora, we still do not possess or have diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis, rheumatism, etc. It says, contrary to conventional wisdom, enslaved Africans did not arrive to the shores of America as sick people. This film addresses all of the folklore and propaganda associated with the sickness in the black community. All right, so we wanted to get that out, and we want to bring on the brothers, Brother Insight.
Peace to the God. What's going on, Dr. Alim? How you feeling?
Peace, God.
Peace, God.
Peace, Brother L. It's always good to hear y'all brother's voice, man. Thank you both for the opportunity, as well as the Queen, to be on the show tonight. I consider the honor and a pleasure. And you know you my man. I love you and the work that you keep doing, brother. Hey, and them two joints you played, I need them bad. Them two joints hot, yo. I love that joint.
Yeah, that's Brother Akbar.
Good food.
Good food, brother. That's Brother Akbar.
Yeah. And that first joint was you rapping on there, right? That was you flowing, right?
No comment.
right. There you go. I gotta get that. You gotta send me that joint, God. But for real, man, thanks again, though, brother.
All right, so what you got for us tonight on urban kryptonite, Brother Insight? Why should the people go in order to support this documentary, this world premiere, which will be showing Monday night, June 23rd at the National Black Theater at 7 p.m. in Harlem, USA? Why should they go and support this?
Well, I want you to, before I give my answer, I want you to bring in my partner, because he's the man of the hour. I'm just assisting him with this film, and we can get him in here, brother Damien. But I'll give my
Brother
answer.
Damien, you here, brother?
Yeah, I'm here, God. I'm here.
All right. Peace, brother. How you doing tonight?
All is well, man. Much respect from Detroit, man, to the
Much
family.
respect to you
I
too,
appreciate
God.
y'all.
No doubt.
All right.
All right,
But
I'm
what I
going to
wanna
ask
say
you
is-
that question. We're going to have to tag team that question there, because that's a question in which that those who are listening definitely need to go and support, but give them the reasons why. You know, what is it that they can get and, from this documentary, from this film?
Well, let me lay a quick foundation, then I'm gonna throw an alley-oop Damien, because Damien is a he a professional basketball player. We're going to talk about that. That's going to be brought up in the film as well, and I'll let him get into that. But just to give some background and some foundation, I met Damien a couple years ago through a mutual friend from high school, and he told me about his book, Urban Kryptonite, and I thought it was real interesting. You know, he's addressing the health issues of our people, and it was a very, very powerful book. He gave me the book, and then he's like, yo, I want to do a documentary of the same title. I want to bring some of the best and brightest minds as it pertains to black health and black biology, so we can have a documentary that addresses our situation, unlike any other documentaries as it pertains to health. Like you said, we are 14% of this country's population, but yet we lead across the board in all major diseases. So when he said he want to do this film, I'm like, yo, that's dope, man. Like, this could be the health version of Hidden Colors, you know what I mean? So I told him, I said, man, all you need to do is get the best and brightest, and I helped him pick out some people to be in the film, and you definitely want to come see this film because it's going to be jam-packed with much information, and the people really want this information to share with their families, man, so we can start healing ourselves from the inside out. But I'll throw it to Damien and let him attack it as well.
Well, I appreciate that. And Diallo and my family, much of my family, you know, most of those people call me Damien, but I usually go by Cochise Tarak. So if you ever see that name, you'll know that that's me. Most people nowadays are calling me that, but that was my born name. So don't ever be confused if you ever see Damien and Cochise Tarak. But nevertheless, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, which is urban all the way through and through. I mean, many people, you guys know about Detroit. And, you know, while growing up in Detroit, you see a lot of things happening. You see it's a different mindset here. And it's harder to get people to change things because they're so entrenched in what they're doing. And we live life here very repetitively. You know, this is a city built on the factories, you know, General Motors, Chrysler, all those GM. But one of the things that I did was I had the opportunity, as Diallo alluded to, that I had the opportunity to play professional basketball for 14 years. And during that time, I traveled to about 40 to 45 countries. And in my downtime, I was studying the culture, so I became somewhat of a cultural anthropologist. And I studied the cultures of what they were eating, everything that they were doing that either added years to their life or that either truncated their lives. But more importantly, I was studying the African diasporans in these different places, in Germany, in Austria, in Dominican Republic, where I still have family. I'm a citizen there, in Venezuela, in Costa Rica, even a little bit in Mexico. Wherever I went, I started to just studying different people, even around the United States. And what I realized is that the dynamic here in the United States, as well as the Americas, is totally different from everywhere else. We're under a different set of circumstances. So I said, I need to put something together because you got a lot of people running around confused about what's going on. I keep hearing this is genetic. And I'm sitting here telling people that that's not genetic, that's cultural. There's a difference. If you eat the same food that your father ate and he had diabetes, you're going to get the same diseases. But now, since you don't want to believe me, since I'm Damien, a.k.a. Cochise Tarak from around the way, I'll let Laila Africa break it down for you. I'll let Minister Inky break it down for you. I'll let Abundance Shaw break it down. I'll let Tahuti Mara break it down for you. I'll let Dr. Be Serious. I'll let the long list of historians and health scholars break this stuff down so that you understand that no disease, for the most part, diseases are not genetic, but they are cultural. So we go down, it's a litany of things that's plaguing the black community. But I'm going back to say that through my travels, I wrote the book, Urban Kryptonite, The Formidable Health Decline of African Diaspora Descendants Located in America. And it was from that book that I wanted to do the documentary, because a lot of our people, the reality is they're not going to read. I know they're not going to read, so right. We need to bring entertainment with education. So we kind of got to trick people a little bit. Y'all breaking up on me. Anybody there?
Yes,
I'm there. You there, Dr. Ali?
I'm here.
Yes, we can hear you clear. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to run on, man. I get so passionate about it.
That's fine, brother. I mean, get it all in. You have a lot to share. Like you said, a cultural anthropologist. I mean, all those various countries. I mean, you can give some of the examples of what you've seen there, in which that is necessary for the audience, so they can get a clear picture of not just saying, the general thing that, this is bad to eat. Well, let's see what the people in these various other countries eat, and and why they live to the ages that they do. So, I mean, please feel free to run on.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll give you an example. I'll take Dominican Republic, for example. Now, the Dominican Republic, as well as other countries like Costa Rica boasts one of the highest, what I would call longest-lived people in the world. They're living in what's called a blue zone in Nicoya, Costa Rica. Okay? And what that means is that these people are living to be 90, 100. They have the most centenarians besides Sardinia, Italy, and I believe there's another place. I can't remember it off the top of my head. It might be Japan. But the point is that you have places like that don't have the amount of resources that the United States has, but they have all of these different centenarians. And the reason is that a lot of these people, and Diallo can attest because he went to Costa Rica with Dr. Iris Latham, and he can attest that they're eating a lot of big-time fruits. What we would call guanabana, you guys call it soursop. Now, you don't get that soursop here in the United States.
Right,
but
only in the
all
form of
over
herbs.
around the
It's
Dominican
called, what is
Republic.
called graviola.
Right. Say that again?
I said only in the form of a herb called graviola.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have people consuming things like that every day. Avocados, but not the avocados that's tampered. I'm talking about the real. In Dominican Republic, the Haitians come through because they sell a lot of the aguacate. They sell a lot of that in the streets in the Dominican Republic, and we're getting them every single day. I can buy bananas. I can buy 10 bananas for 50 cents in the Dominican Republic. I can buy mangoes 10 for 70 cents. So what they're doing is, while they may be consuming the beans and the rice, understand that beans and rice is less processed. More importantly, their lives are not sedentary. If you eat just all the rice every day and the pollo frito and all that, pollo guisado, and you eat all of that kind of stuff every day in the United States, you're going to go to a job that's sedentary. You're going to sit down. So while you may say, I'm consuming the same thing that the people in the Dominican Republic and Jamaica and Brazil consume, the difference is they don't have a car. The average salary is $300 a month. So they're walking every day. They got to walk everywhere for the most part. And if they don't, then they're conchando. They're taking the motoconcho, what do you call it in English? The motorcycle guy, the motorcycle taxi. So these are just some of the differences. For another example, aloe vera, okay? A lot of the aloe vera is in our products here in the United States. And we know that aloe vera is good, but we just don't know how much. Now, when I was living in the DR, because I live back and forth, we're using the aloe vera for any kind of stomach problems. I'm washing my face with aloe vera, with the gel of the aloe vera. I'm putting it in my hair. If there's a cut, you put the gel on the cut. I don't need to go to a doctor. Even if a couple of times I had stitches from playing ball down there, but I used the gel from the aloe vera, and that gap was closed in about 4 days. I didn't need to put any medicated creams or any of that stuff. All these things that we're using, we're here, we're living in excess. But when you go to places like that, you really get to see what's going on as far as the big scope. So what I understood was that money was not the issue. And I always like to use this example. If money was the issue, Michael Jackson would still be here. Steve Jobs would still be here, because if anybody had the money, they would have the money to pay for the best health care. Right. So it wasn't about the money. It's about being consistent in many of the things that you do. I'm going to say it again. Most of the diseases that we are leading the country in diabetes, in heart disease, a lot of these diseases, this is genetic now, and what we understand, which we're going to address in the film, we do a good job of it, is that The women are the bearers of tradition. So, yeah, you love grandma, and everybody's passing down grandma's recipes, but grandma's recipes is giving everybody diabetes. So it has to be cut somewhere. Yeah, I love you, but this has to be cut. I can't lose my life just because I got to eat your peach cobbler and all that stuff. So a lot of us are dying in the name of tradition. Also, we are not fully understanding the melanin. And I got to save that part because I can't wait for our people to really hear. You got some scholars in here, and they're going deep in on this melanin, not the surface stuff you just see on YouTube. We're getting it from all different levels. So, like I said, there's so much. This film is 4 hours. 4 hours. 4 hours, family. And I can't even show all 4 hours in the screening. I have to show 2 because it's just too much. So you're talking about 4 hours. My whole logic, I sat down with the director, Saladin Assad. We went back and forth on the best that we could do. And this brother here was so creative. Saladin was so creative. He was cutting different pieces, saying we could fit it here. You know, I'm trying to truncate it, but I'm unable to do it. We started off with 55 hours of footage, 55, and we got it down to 4. Do you know how much? We can make a whole other movie off the lost archives.
I was going to say, we're going to be seeing part 2.
I mean,
right.
Listen. Yeah, we got some stuff. Me and Saladin have talked about some bonus features. It's like I said, there's just so much information that we couldn't. I couldn't. And even Saladin was like, man, I didn't cut all I could cut, and we still at 4 hours. I mean, you looking at this stuff is going beyond the Malcolm X thing. But I need people to understand that you have to listen. You can be a Moor, you can be a Hebrew Israelite, you can be a 5%, you can be a Muslim. None of that matters if you can't walk to the mosque. None of that matters if you can't get to church, if your leg is cut off from diabetes.
Right.
None of that matters.
Exactly.
So you got to understand that your health is more important than anything. Once your health has been compromised, you're downhill because that's always going to be a stressor on your mind. You can never be at full capacity when you have the health challenge because subconsciously you will be affected and you will be worried, and your brain is sending those neurotransmitters and releasing the dopamine, serotonin, and all these different things because they're sending messages based on how you feel, which either help your body or help break down your body. So there's just so much involved. We got a plethora. The mental programming, that's a whole nother issue we covering in there. I can't even, like I said, I can't even go down the list and start naming everything because it's just so much. And by the way, this is not no corny ski. I don't want to cuss on here, but let me just say, this is not nothing corny, man. We said we wanted to make sure that most of the people, if you look now, what you realize is most of the people that's going through issues is the hip hop culture. A lot of how many kids I'm seeing kids. You never saw kids when we was growing up, 10 years old with high blood pressure and diabetes. You never saw that.
Never did. No.
That was not happening. But now you got them. You got, oh man, this rapper right here died. You know, in those 90s and maybe the 80s, you had rappers that were dying because of beefs or whatever. They might have got shot, but they didn't die because they was eating the wrong food. I'm not saying that they follow pristine diets, but what I am saying that now you have another enemy on the horizon. You got a lot of guys that's passing from cancer, that's passing from diabetes. They need to be healthy to make money. Even a gangster, you can't stand on it, man. You try to challenge me on the street, talking about you got some diabetes or something, man. Man, I'll hit you a couple times. You won't even know what hit you. You can't fight me on the street, talking about you got some diabetes.
No.
So all I'm saying is that we are coming with a full Monty, the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force. In order to fix the problem, we have to do it this way. So there's going to be raw language. We'll hear cussing. That's what I'm saying. Ain't no corny stuff. Ain't no, well, this is the way it is, and this textbook. No, because I need to give it to you in the language that you understand. Everybody who watches ain't going to be a church person.
Exactly.
Because I need to reach the culture. I need to reach the people. So if people want to be, if they want to behave funny style, well, you can't be cussing all that. But since 84% of our people, technically speaking, based on stat, are Christians, then the Bible tells you that you got to be all things to all people. And that's what we're doing. We're going to be everything to everybody. Yeah, you seen the forks over knives. I hear all that forks over knives. What's the other one with Michael Moore, me and Saladin was talking about? Sicko. The McDonald's one, what's the name of that one, y'all?
Supersize Me.
Yeah,
Supersize Me.
Also, Food Matters.
Food Matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many, tell me this, how many black health scholars did you see in any of those movies? Just tell me how many you saw out of all of the movies.
None.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
You ain't seen one. But this one right here is made for you. Yeah, Food Matters all those are good. I'm not knocking the information, but what I'm saying is this is made for you. This is made with you in mind according to a melanated, or as the author would say, a melaninated individual who grew up in the same neighborhood. Man, I'm from Detroit, man. I'm splitting between Detroit and the Dominican Republic, and I lived in Mississippi. So I don't know how much more urban this is going to get. I've spent most of my life in Detroit.
Exactly.
So I'm telling you, I can go from the pig feed, the hog maw, the kite, the tripe, the cow stomach, the fresh bacon. My grandfather used to work at the butcher, the fresh bacon with the thick rinds that you couldn't eat. I used to have to cook the cracklings in the backyard with the grandma in the big cast iron pot. Whatever, I've been through it all. So I know what everybody's talking about. I know what's going on. And by the way, out of all sectors of black people in this country, the most unhealthiest are below the Mason-Dixon line, from the east of Texas all the way below the Mason-Dixon line. Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia.
That's right.
All of those states. Because why? Because they cooking everything fried. Fried hush puppies, fried catfish, fried hog maw, fried water. Everything is fried. Everything. Everything is fried. So,
killing themselves.
Again, man, I ain't trying to run on, man, but I get, this is like, when I stopped playing basketball, I was able to transition because I could put my passion into something else. And I always tell people, I knew that I couldn't be like a pastor. I was too crooked to be a pastor, so I'm not going to say that. But I knew that I needed to do something that could add value to my community. I'm not a conscious individual, whatever conscious community. I'm none of that. I'm just a guy that's just sharing information. I don't have a title. I'm nothing, and in being nothing, I can be everything. So that's what I am.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's the key. Actually, not to have any titles as much as possible. Just get the information out there the best way you can. I know
that's
myself.
Right.
I don't really like to use any of my titles. I have many, but the thing is, to me, the most important thing is to focus on the information. Brother Insight, what you have to add to that? The brother dropped a whole lot right there, just within the last 20 minutes. What you got to add on to that?
Yeah, I'm glad you went back to me, and I want to go back to something that Damien talked about earlier when he was talking about being in different countries. The brother's been over 20, almost 40-plus countries playing ball, and I had an opportunity to go and travel with Dr. Ari Latham, who's in the film as well. He's the father of raw cuisine as it pertains to the melanated people. He makes the raw food unlike anybody else. But we was with him for 10 days last summer in Costa Rica, and I can attest to what Damien is talking about. When you're talking about, we got like 50 bananas for $5. We was getting soursop for $5 or $6 for like 4 or 5 big old pieces of soursop. And the one thing I always observe in the people down there, and Damien touched on it, do y'all hear that? Is it static on y'all end, or is that just me?
No, it's staticky on my end too.
Okay.
It sounds good to me.
Okay.
I don't hear anything. What about you?
It sounds distant, but I can hear it.
Sound distant?
It sounds distant, yes. But I can hear you though. Still hear you.
You can hear me? Okay, that's cool. As long as you can hear me, that's cool. Mm-hmm. But and one of the things I noticed about our brothers and sisters down there, like Damien said, they ate a lot of beans and rice and a little bit of flesh, but they always started off their days with water and fruit. That was like the main thing that they always was eating. They was moving around, they was walking, they was jogging, they was on bikes. You know, they was on the beach having a good time. So they can consume some of the things that we may consume here in the Western world and get away with it because they're eating fresh, pure, organic fruit from the land. They're drinking. We was drinking water out of the mountains in Costa Rica, fresh out of the springs. Like, it was crazy. And I tell people all the time, don't look at the way they eat and think you can eat the same way here because guess what? You're sitting on your butt for 8 to 10 hours a day. You're driving in your car for another 2 hours a day. You're not even working out. You're not even doing the thing. So this film was necessary because of the simple fact we had to bring information to our people the way we bring it so people can understand this is life and death here. It's insane that 14% of the population leads in all major diseases. Like, I'm just tired of being tired because it's insane that people don't realize that that's a problem. You know, black women lead the world in hysterectomy. You know, and you look at the fibroid issues as it pertains to our sisters. You look at brothers younger and younger getting prostate issues. They got to take Cialis and Viagra to get one so they can, you know, make love to their woman at night instead of eating some pumpkin seeds and eat some watermelon. You see what I'm saying? So these are the types of things we have to address. We have to put this information in people's hands. And I got to give a big ups to Damien, our brother Cochise, our brother Saladin, brother Tahuti, because we did a great job of putting the cast together because you have a very diverse cast. You have young cats like Ali Mohammed, Minister Inky, Sister Abundance, and then you have the wise veteran elders like Tahuti Ma'atra, Dr. Laila Africa, who's been doing it for years and who's like a godfather of holistic health as it pertains to our people. You know, Dr. B. Serious. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. And Dr. Arvis Latham, who I mentioned earlier. So we have a very wide range of brothers and sisters in this film. And I'm telling you, if you go see the film, everybody's going to have something in there for them, whether young, old, you know, healthy, unhealthy. It's going to be some information that's dropped that you didn't know that's going to bless you and help you to not only help yourself, but help our community. Because like the title says, urban kryptonite. The only thing that is really holding our people back, in my opinion, is food first. Because if we can change our diets, then we change our thinking. We change our thinking, change the habits that we and the things that we do and the way we act and the way we move when we out here in this world. So if we can change our diet, I think everything else will start to fall in place. And that's the one thing that we have yet to really address. You know, and I love Hidden Colors, all 3 of them. Part 3's coming out. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. And I'm glad that they didn't do anything on health because they left the lane and the void open for the things that we're doing, especially what Cochise is doing with urban kryptonite. Because now we have an opportunity to give you this information raw and uncut so you can go and take a personal assessment of yourself to see, am I living healthy? Am I living right? What do I need to change? What do I need to adjust so I can be, you know, not one of the people that's in the statistics to where, you know, I just read a stat a couple weeks ago. They said 1 out of every 2 black children by the time they turn 18 will have diabetes, brother. I got a little sister. Her mom works for my mom's beauty salon. Her granddaughter's 10 years old. She's diabetic, brother. She's been diabetic for the last 5 years. She shoots herself with insulin. It saddens my heart when I have to see that. So we bring in the lectures. We bring in Dr. Ali. We bring in Dr. Alim. We bring in Minister Inky, Abundance, or whoever we bring in when we bring in these lectures. And I have to pull people's arms and beg them and try to trick them to come out to these lectures to try and save our babies' lives. It's like they won't come. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe they'll watch a DVD because, like Damien said, edutainment is the way to go sometimes. They'll see it, you know, because a lot of people like the DVDs, and hopefully that'll be the way we can get to people and get them to really start taking active outlook on changing their lives. Because I'm seeing a 10-year-old baby is administering her own shots right today. I mean, I just seen her at a birthday party. Oh, I can eat these hot, flaming hot. You know, if my sugar go up, I can go in the bathroom and shoot myself up. And the parents and the grandparents letting these things happen. It's like it hurts my heart to see these types of things. You know,
right. Let's talk about this right quick about how the UN ordered the depopulation of 3 billion people by food malnutrition.
Wow.
All right. The codex is called Alimentarius Commission or Alimentarius Commission. Now, this is no joke that this organization has now put forth and to prepare for the murder of 3 billion people through food malnutrition. So, what is it that the food? What is it about the food that is lacking the nutritional value in which that is causing, what we now see in this epidemic of diabetes amongst our people?
I think one of the most important things that we have to understand. Any of you guys ever heard of Dr. Joel Wallach? Anybody?
Yes.
Okay. I studied with Dr. Joel for about 5 to 7 years, and I did lectures with Dr. Joel.
Right.
I
The
would
dead
set up
doctors don't
lectures.
lie.
Exactly. That's him. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah. I
taught me a lot.
I studied with him in New York about a couple of years ago at the Live Expo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He travels to a lot of that stuff, and he's really passionate. Ironically, he's really passionate. I mean, I know he has a business, but he's really passionate about helping a lot of the brothers and sisters. And he really taught me a lot about minerals, vitamins and minerals. And you ask about what's the main thing, the big contributor to why we are falling off nutritionally, and it all goes back to the soil. And what I mean by that is, years ago, before we even had electricity, people were cooking with wooden stoves. And when you cook with wooden stove, you are not obviously using electricity. So when you cook with a wooden stove, with the fire and all that, when you are done cooking, you have wood ashes. Now,
right.
When you're done with those wood ashes, you put those wood ashes back then into the garden. Now, those ashes were not just burnt ashes. Those ashes were plant minerals because they came from the tree. So it went back into the garden, and that gave you 77 to 100 minerals that you otherwise wouldn't have had. But what happened is with the advent of, by the way, when you see a tree, about 70, something to 80% of that tree is carbon. You can't even see it. That's what comprises the tree. So you're looking at a tree in the physical, but most of what you see of the tree is something that you can't even see. When you burn away the carbon from the wood, then you have the ashes. So you put those ashes back into your garden. And what you have is plant minerals. You have the chromium and vanadium. And when you are a diabetic, when you're struggling with diabetes, usually when kids are born with diabetes or when people get diabetes, you are probably short of chromium and vanadium, those two trace minerals, along with the cofactor. So if your garden is only using the minerals nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, NPK, because that's really all it takes to produce a bunch of crops, then you are short 70 to 80 to 90 minerals. So you're only using 3 because a farmer gets paid for tons and bushels. They don't get paid for Dr. Alim to be healthy. They don't get paid for Diallo to be healthy. They get paid for production, how much they can produce and keep the cost down. So that's why your crops have fallen off. So the answer is this. Go back to your own gardening. Go back to your own gardening. Put stuff in your yard. Diallo, I saw you putting stuff in your yard. I was at my uncle's house, my great uncle, who's about 76, he grew up in Mississippi as well. He's got a garden. He's got collard greens. He's got turnip. He's got onions. He grows everything, watermelon, peas, all of that. He grows all that stuff in his backyard, and he's functioning well at 75. My grandfather's 84, and he's been a diabetic for about 40, 45 years. But the thing about him is he only eats from the garden. And the reason that he got that diabetes, the type 2 diabetes, is because he was just eating so much fried stuff. But he's still he's still 84 years old. He only goes to the store for condiments if he needs it. He's even cutting his fresh deer meat and all this different stuff. You know, they eat all that different stuff down there. But the point I'm making is those guys are eating more natural than we're eating right now. They were eating, and I have to bring up something that's crucial. I don't mean to run this on, but I have to bring up something. You have a lot of people trying to make a run and a claim for soul food. I've never seen so many people dying in the name of tradition because of what their family did. Never saw it before as much as I have in my life. Here's the thing. Slave food is soul food is slave food.
Exactly.
It was given to slaves as a means of survival. That's what it was. So what ended up happening is God in his infinite intelligence makes everything perfect. The reason that they could eat the soul food, number one, is because the foods were natural back then. But number two, they needed the high caloric intake to be able to work in the sun 14 and 15 hours. So what's happening is they're consuming the pig fat and by the way, that stuff was way more natural than they had chicken fat, pig fat, shortening. They had real stuff back then. You got all this doctored, these different vegetable oils that put in plastic and all that stuff. That wasn't happening back then. So what happened is if you're in the sun all day, 12, 14, 15 hours, first of all, you're burning all the fat. You're not going to be fat because you're working. But number two, when you're in the sun, the cholesterol, when the sun shines on you, that cholesterol gets activated and it starts being used. That's why you should get the vitamin D out from the sun.
Which is the hormone that gets reabsorbed back into the bloodstream.
There you go, brother. Now, how many people are working in the sun all day, every day now? Everybody's computer. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm glad you said that, Damien. I don't mean to cut your knowledge, but I tell my folks that down south all the time, because I just left Mississippi for my family reunion, and that's their favorite line. Grandma and granddaddy did it, and great grandma and granddaddy did it. I said, yeah, they chopped 200-300 pounds of cotton per day. You see what I'm saying? They ate the hog maw, they ate the pork and all those types of things, but they chopped 200-300 pounds of cotton a day. They ate a watermelon a day. You see what I'm saying? They drank fresh well water on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that they ate that was negative for their body, it was out of their system within a matter of hours just from the amount of work that they did. Like you said, we don't work in the sun. We don't do hard manual labor like they did. Even when slavery was over, they had to work their own land, and then their animals, their pigs and their chickens ate leftovers from dinner. So even their animals weren't genetically modified, weren't genetically altered, weren't grown in test tubes. So even the food that they ate was totally different, even though it still shouldn't be edible. And I gotta say this, man, our ancestors were so genius. Anytime you can make soul food a delicacy where people around the world still want to eat it, that's genius, man. And at the end of the day, I honestly believe our ancestors would not want us to be still eating those things today now that we don't have to. They were just so smart and so genius that they can make that stuff edible, man. That stuff was not meant to be eaten for a long period of time. We ate it because we had to. We don't have to eat that stuff no more, beloved. Our ancestors did it so we can be here now teaching and telling people, stop it. The time is over. Urban Kryptonite is here to tell y'all we don't need to do this no more. We need to go back to our original diet, the diet we had when some of us came over, because we know some of us was already here, but the diet we had before some of us came over here, which is a heavy plant-based diet. And we don't drink water, man. Dick Gregory was here 2 weeks ago. He said that's black people's main problem. We walking around dehydrated. Anytime we get thirsty, we want to pop a soda or we want some juice or some fake juice. We dehydrated. We don't drink enough.
Exactly.
We need to be drinking half our body weight in ounces on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? And I'm guilty of that myself for not making my sons drink enough water sometimes. So I'm not saying it from a perfect standpoint because I have, you know what I'm saying, family members that don't do it as well. But we have to drink more water. Just little things, y'all. These things are very important. So I'm glad you mentioned that, Damien, because that's our elders' main thing. If grandma and granddaddy did it, I can do it. No, you can't do it because you don't work nearly as hard as they do. You sit in the house all day and watch soap operas, or you sit in the house all day and you're on Facebook and Twitter, and you ain't moving around.
Exactly.
Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
Very true, man. Very that's very insightful. And like I said, we're gonna cover the meat eating. We're gonna cover all of it. I'm not pro or against anything, but I have to put the facts out there. You know, we had a lot of meat eating going on at a higher rate, and then they want to talk about your ancestors ate meat, but you got to understand something. Your ancestors, they didn't even have the money to eat meat twice a day, even sometimes once a day. So if they ate meat, it might have been 2 times a week, because everybody back then had at least 5 or 6 kids. Everybody had at least, some 10 or 15. So even my father got 21 brothers and sisters. My mother got 5. Well, not 5, my bad. My grandfather got 14, 15. So the point I'm making is that who was going to be buying meat to feed 6 kids every day? Give me a break. They wasn't eating meat like that. They were eating it when they could get it. And by the way, that meat came from the farm. It didn't go through a process. So when I ate bacon, even in the early 90s when I lived in Mississippi, when I was eating my bacon, that bacon came straight from the slaughterhouse. I told you I had to pick rinds from it. When you ate pork or any kind of beef, that was right there. That was hamburger right there that day that has been processed. So it didn't go through this long process. Now you got all these different bacteria on this different meat, man. That wasn't happening back then. That wasn't happening. So you're gonna tell me that your ancestor, right now, if they had a choice to eat, let's say they were just eating whatever. If they had a choice to eat some fresh water caught salmon and all this other stuff, that they're gonna say, no, give me the pig feet and the hog mugs and let them have the salmon. That's like being caught and tortured. You a POW, and all you got, they gave you bologna sandwiches for 3 years. You get free, and then you go to a restaurant, they ask you what you want to order, and then you say, give me the bologna sandwich. Man, people gonna look at you like you crazy. That's what they're gonna do, because they're like, what's wrong with this person? You can get anything on the menu, and you ask them for a bologna sandwich? And that's pretty much where we are. But I'm not upset, because we don't know. When you don't know something, you just don't know it. But the problem is with us is that we argue without knowing. You talk about what you feel or what you think. You're not talking about what's reality, what's based on science. And that's, we're so emotional that's what hurts us, even to the point of business. And we have other urban kryptonites coming, just by the way. We have other urban kryptonites coming, but I needed to start here. Me and Saladin really sat. By the way, shout out to Saladin Assad, the director of the film, creative director. That brother has he's worn so many hats, and he's tireless. He's probably working right now on the film. The thing is, we wanted to focus on putting together something quality, not nothing that's just thrown together, that's just corny, because people was asking me, man, where you gonna put this at? You thinking about, just giving away for free? And I'm like, man, I should slap you for asking me something like that, man.
Exactly.
Don't play with me like that, man. We went to 15 different states. We traveled through 10 to 15 states. We were driving all around the country. I mean, driving through snowstorms. I'm talking about lives on the line. This was some serious stuff so we could get the information. That was the main thing. We got to get the information out to people, and we have to give it to them in the best way that they can glean and digest. So what I'm saying is this. I'm going on record. After you see this film, and you are a melaninated individual, and when I say that, by the way, I don't like the separation, because I have to get on my Dominican people about it too. You are African diaspora, Puerto Rican and Dominican and Brazilian. You African diaspora. Don't come to me about you not black. I ain't trying to hear that, because only 5% of the slaves came to the United States. So where the hell did all of 95% go? They didn't just vanish. So all of us, I'm talking about all of us, by the time you see this film, if you have a question, you shouldn't have one question about what to do to live optimal, to have a healthful life, what you should eliminate, what you can kind of curtail. We're not expecting you to be a radical, but we're expecting that you can glean information, that you have it, so you can always reference it. Because I can't be everywhere. Ali Muhammad can't be everywhere. Dudi Ma'atrak can't be everywhere. Just like you, Dr. Alim, you got DVDs, right. You got CDs, you got it, because you can't duplicate yourself. You can't clone yourself.
Right.
So you have to put the information out. And that's why we really just focused. I mean, I wrote that book about a year and a half or so ago. So I've been at this for a long time, man. And by the way, thankful to dhealthstore.com, to Udi Ma'ara, because he's the one that really put the bulk of the funds up to sponsor this film. He really did a lot. He understood the vision, and thank God he was the place where he could invest in the film. He could sponsor the film. dhealthstore.com, you guys check him out. I mean, I know a lot of your listeners may or may not know him, but that brings me to my next point. With this film, I wanted to practice kind of what Dr. Claude Anderson was doing. Dr. Ali Muhammad, Inky, Abundance Child, Dr. Be Serious, Tahuti. It amazes me that people in the black community don't even know these guys exist. They don't even know that Dr. Alim El-Bey exists. They don't even know you. So my point is this. All that knowledge that these guys have, I need to put these guys on a great stage so that money can start flowing through the black community. Instead of just going to your doctor, patronize Ali, patronize Tahuti, patronize Abundance Child at Drop Squad Kitchen, patronize Amber Institute, patronize Dr. Be Serious Elevation Time, patronize Dr. Iris Latham, patronize Queen Vida down at Sadiq's Bistro. We got to patronize people. When you got a problem, you go to these people. That's what I wanted, to give these guys the exposure, much like Hidden Colors has done for Dr. Umar Johnson, because I never heard of Umar Johnson before Hidden Colors. Didn't even know he existed. But now you can't turn to a different corner and not find Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson's in Idaho. Damn, what Umar doing out there? Umar in North Carolina. Umar is North Dakota. Umar on the Indian reservation in South Dakota. Damn, Umar, you getting it? But that's the point. Right. That's what we want everybody from this film to do, to go forth. And now our people are soliciting these guys. They're paying them for their services. If you're going to pay your doctor, who's going to more than likely give you medicine that's going to contribute to your demise, why not pay somebody else who looks like you, who understands your biology, that's going to help you?
Well, that goes back to what Dick Gregory said. Very interesting point. They asked Dick Gregory, well, what's your doctor think about, about your health? And Dick Gregory said, my doctor been there for 30 years.
Right. Exactly. He said that when he was here last 2 weeks ago. Exactly. My doctor been there.
Right.
For real.
So what did that tell him?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's I mean, like I said, man, I could go on for days, but I have to drop this piece of information. We're big on medicine, and I even learned this from Dr. Joel Wally. The thing about the medical industry is that they have the ear of the black community. They have the ear. So what a doctor does is, and not all doctors are bad. Let me get that straight. I'm not one of those radicals. I ain't gonna just say every doctor. I mean, because some people, they don't even realize what they're getting into. Their hearts are in the right place, and you want to believe that they're altruistic and that they want to help. But some, they just, they're in the business, so they don't really understand. But they have the ear of the black community, and even I see it in the DR. Whatever the doctor says, that's what goes. And so the doctors make you, many doctors, not all, they make you believe that you're going to die if you don't do what they tell you to do.
Yeah.
So now you're operating out of fear, and then they give you medicine. I have to go on record and say this with great confidence. There's not one piece of medicine designed to heal you. I can take you to Dr. Terry Mason, who's the head of the board in Chicago of the medical department. He made a statement one time that kind of summed it up. Doctors detect, people prevent. If you want to be healthy, that's on you. The doctors are just into the maintenance part of it. They can maintain you while there may be cures available. There's not one law that says that a doctor has to cure you, even though the cure is available. You don't have to be cured, so they're going to give you medicine to maintain you. Over the lifetime of a diabetic patient, that doctor is going to make about $500,000. That's at least 25 years we're talking about, through amputations, through drugs, through all kinds of things. So we know that this is not designed to hear you. What if you really wanted to know about a medicine, what kind of medicine works? Have you ever noticed that when you were growing up and you went to a doctor, the doctor sends you to the pharmacist? The pharmacist is the one that knows about what the medicine will do to you, not the doctor. Right. The pharmacist has to tell the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So the pharmacist tells you, okay, do this, take this many times a day. The thing about the pharmacist is that they go to school to study medicinal chemistry, which is how to bend and shape a molecule so that it can quote unquote work for you. But they don't study any nutrition. See, that's the rub right there. They don't study nutrition. So because they don't study nutrition, they have no confidence or have no knowledge of what food can do for you. By the way, you can't patent chicken cartilage, even though chicken cartilage will help your glucosamine conjoin, will help you to build the raw materials, the bone matrix back up so that you can get back going. Why you think people eating shark cartilage and all that kind of stuff? Because it helps. So because they can't patent orange, then they don't want nothing to do with it. You better not eat an orange and get some vitamin C, or a lemon, get some vitamin C. You better not eat papaya seeds to get your omega-3, or kiwi seeds, or black currant seed. You better not do that. So what I'm saying is they take no nutrition. They don't take nutrition. All a medicine is an analog, which is a version of a herb. So, for example, you take aspirin, acetylsalicylic acid. The generic name is a small version of the wintergreen leaf. The Germans took that and they built the salicylates, which are organically occurring compounds. They took the salicylates and formed acetylsalicylic acid, and now the Germans, you have the Bayer company over there, they took over everything with that. But it's just a wintergreen leaf. So if aspirin is a version of the wintergreen leaf, why wouldn't I just bypass that and just take the wintergreen leaf to eliminate the pain? Mm-hmm. But if you don't know that, you can be in a big problem. And that's where we at right now. We don't understand the natural versions of everything. And that's why it's important to go see the Alis and the Aris Lathams and the Tootie Ma'atras and everybody. That's what the Dr. B's and Inkies and all those, Lashana Nicoles, Nubia Suttons, all of these people who are in the film. That's why it's important to see all these guys. I'm gonna be quiet now.
Oh no, you right on time with that, brother. I have my own story. Yes, I have been taking medications for my kidneys, diabetes, and cholesterol for 6 months. And I came back to the doctor after those 6 months, and everything turned around. He said, "There's nothing wrong with your kidneys. Your cholesterol is at a natural level. Your diabetes is just about, is at a normal. Your sugar's at a normal level." And he said, you told us you haven't taken none of these medications that we prescribed to you, and I told him no. And you came out with results like that? I said, yes. So we're looking at the tests you made, all the tests you made a week ago, and it shows all positive. You know what I mean? It don't show no signs of diabetes, no signs of kidneys, no problems, or no signs of cholesterol problems. And you didn't take none of the medicine that we prescribed for you. I said, no. And they just sit there. They just sit there. And they they were just outdone. They would say, well, what did you do? I said, I changed my life around. That's all I done. I changed my eating habits around.
That's right.
And that's all you have to do.
Yes.
Lay off all the fried foods, French fries, whatever, the fast food restaurants. They're death. That's all they are.
Right. And I want Dr. Alim to jump back in here because Dr. Alim is too quiet. I want him to drop some of his jewels as well.
Well, I'm here to host the show tonight.
I know, you know, I gotta always try to get you to work, brother. You know, I gotta always.
I'm hearing a lot of good information, so I might just chill in the cut.
Right.
Well, but everybody gets a chance to
one I was listening
every
to.
week. You know, so it's good when we have someone on in order to you know, go over the figures and the facts and hit them with it. You know, as far as health is concerned, of course, we know health and the word heal and healing is all related to the same root. So the focus of having a healthy body is, you know, is correlated to the science of breath, as well as correlated to the science of pranayama or energy work, as well as also correlated to the science of food and water. The food and water must be alkaline. You know, the most rich alkaline foods, you know, would be watermelons, like Brother Insight said, as well as also lemons, limes, or in particular key limes. You know, so these are more highly alkaline foods. So anytime that we understand that ailments, disease, sicknesses, whatever occurs when the pH balance is below 7.0.
That's right.
The blood is 7.4 pH balance, or pH means power hydrogen, which deals with the alkalinity level. So in order to maintain health and to keep yourself at a healthy level, you know, you have to eat at least 80% foods alkaline and only 20% foods acidic, you know, in order to keep that ratio or that balance, in order to maintain health. Anytime
Right.
that you know, just like a spoke in the wheel, anytime you go outside of that, then you're looking at ailments and sicknesses and so forth and so on. Another thing, just like Brother Cochise said, you know, is we're looking at the soil, you know, the soil, the land, and in which that Joel Wallace, Dr. Joel Wallace stated years ago, and dead doctors don't lie, and they can't necessarily lie because they dead, you know. So, but the depletion of the soil is one of the problems in which that is taking place. We hear Baba Dick Gregory speaks about two things in which that cause illness and death, is sleep deprivation and dehydration. You know,
That's
so
right.
once we put all these things together, we understand what we're really dealing with. You need proper sleep. You need proper hydration. That means proper water. Like the brother said, we talking about, you know, an ounce per pound, you know, of your body weight. You know, so we also looking at the fact of the proper foods in which that is alkaline, more so fruits, vegetables, you know, seeds. You know, these are the best things for us to eat, you know, when it comes to that.
Let me say this, Dr. Alim. I'm glad you went back to watermelons, because I gotta say this, man. When you go into these grocery stores, I'm seeing overabundance of seedless watermelons. Make sure y'all fruit got seeds, family. You gotta have black seeds in your watermelon, man, because you know that's a direct giveaway that that's something that's genetically altered and something that's not real. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's crazy.
It's hybrid.
And you want to try make sure your produce, most of it is organic. But watermelon is the one fruit that I learned to where it doesn't have to necessarily be organic, because even if it got some pesticides on it, the thick outer covering and the shell of the watermelon kind of protects it from a lot of those pesticides. So as long as you see the number 4 on the barcode and it got the black seeds, you're good to go. Make sure you get lots of watermelon, family. This is the time to load up on watermelon. Brothers, if you want to be doing your thing, get on that watermelon, man. Your woman, she gonna get a headache when she see you eating watermelon, because she know what time it is, for real.
I like the way Dr. Alim said that when he said that watermelon is a hybrid watermelon.
Right.
Yeah, it's a hybrid. We were talking about that about a week ago, or a couple of weeks ago. We talked about the watermelon in stores, seedless grapes.
Yeah, they all seedless, man. It's hard to find seeded watermelon. I got one spot here in Ohio, and they see me and my wife 2-3 times a week, man. You gotta find them and get them, man. leave that Steeler stuff alone, man. It's dangerous to the black biology.
All right, so I know you're going to have to get off here in a few minutes, so is there any closing remarks?
We got 20 minutes, man. I want to say this, and I can throw it back to Cochise, man. We need y'all support. We talk about how we don't have nothing for ourselves. Ain't no movies about us. You know, they make movies about everybody else but us. You got some young brothers and sisters that have come together, put their heads together, put their minds together, put their wallets together to make a very classy, clean production to help save our people from this food epidemic that we live in. We need y'all to go support it, man, because if we don't support ourselves, then who else is going to support us? So it's going to be very important that we have everybody in Harlem, everybody in Brooklyn, everybody in Queens, you know what I'm saying, Staten Island, everybody come out and support, y'all. We got people that's coming from Boston. I got a sister that's coming from Connecticut. You know, we got people coming from Philly. Make sure y'all get out and support this film. And I know Dr. Alim got a very large listener audience. So for our people in Ohio, we just confirmed 3 dates. The film is going to be screened here at Cleveland State University, at Ohio State University, and the Philly Museum and Institute, the 18th, 19th, and 20th of July. And then we got Chicago on August the 1st. And the venue is going to be released in the next week or so. So, and I know Brother Cochise is going to let y'all know about some other locations where the film is going to be screened at. But make sure y'all go see the film. You basically getting 2 DVDs. It's a 4-hour film. You get 2 DVDs basically, you know what I'm saying, for the price of one. And you'll have an opportunity to see 2 hours of the screening. And then you'll have 4 hours where you can sit at home in the comfort of your home with your notepad, with your pen, take notes, start taking this information and using it. Because knowledge is not power until that knowledge is applied. I hate when people say knowledge is power. That's not. Knowledge is only power when it's applied. Because I could be the most knowledgeable.
Right. Knowing is only half the battle.
Exactly. I could be the most knowledgeable person in the world, but if I'm not applying that knowledge, then I'm just as dumb as the fool on the block that don't know nothing. So we got to make sure we take this information and start applying it, because the numbers is getting worse, y'all. We got to turn the tide and change these numbers around. Shout out to Brother Cochise, Brother Tahuti, Brother Saladin, who directed the film and did the editing. Shout out to the whole cast. I'm not going to name everybody because I don't want to forget nobody. And I want to also shout out everybody that's in the 40-day fruit fast group, man, that's doing the fast. People are taking this thing serious. We got people in over 8 countries, over 3 continents that's doing this fast. So it's starting to catch on, but we need the momentum to pick up just a little bit more because we still losing in this race, y'all. So make sure y'all come out to Harlem on Monday night at 7 o'clock sharp. We're starting the film. We'll take a short break, and then we're going to do a Q&A. I'll be moderating. We got Dr. Ali's going to be there from the film. Sister Abundance is going to be there. Cochise is going to be there. Minister Inky is going to be there. And they'll be there taking questions from the audience about the film and for our health. So thanks to Dr. Ali. Thanks to Sister Kadir for allowing us to come on the show tonight. And we look forward to seeing you soon. And I'm gift for Damien and Cochise and everybody so we can Dr. Alim El-Bey next installment of Urban Kryptonite, because Dr. Alim got a lot of information to share as well.
I appreciate that, brother. We're going to go to the line. We got several callers here, so we're going to get them in before y'all leave.
Okay.
So we got area code 520, area code 250. You on the line. Greetings.
Islam.
Peace.
Islam,
huh?
Islam, how you doing? You got any questions, brother? Hold on, I think we lost him. Let's see if we can bring him back on in here.
Yeah.
520, you on the line, brother.
Sorry.
All right, we got you now. Go ahead, brother.
I wanted to know if we can get the brothers that are speaking's name and contact information as far as the websites and whatnot, so we can so I can circulate this information. I'm from California, but I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and we don't have access to the East Coast like that. So I would like to definitely shoot this information out to different people that I'm in contact with.
go ahead, Cochise.
Yeah, absolutely. We're building on the website right now, but the website is at least capture names and emails. But let me give you the information where you can reach us. First of all, the website is www.urban, URBAN, Kryptonite, KRYP, as in Paul, TONITE, films, FILMS.com. That's the website. We'll have this where you can purchase it from there, but you'll also be able to get it from thehealthstore.com as well as Amazon and all those kinds of things. So we'll have posters available. We'll have the DVDs available. We'll have T-shirts and all that kind of stuff. But you can also reach me at through Facebook on the Cochise Tarak. You spell that COCHISE, last name TARAK-SAA. Before I let that brother go, let me say something. We're also we're moving around the country a lot. We got the call from Miami to do the screening. We're working out the details, so we may not be able to go there, but they will screen it there. I know they're screening in Miami Gardens. Brother Chauncey, I know he's down there screening Hidden Colors on the 26th. They got a nice facility down there in Miami Gardens, $10 million facility that holds a lot of people. So we may just be screening it down there. I'm working on Detroit, the Charles Wright Museum, the African Museum, which is great here. And I'm also working on Atlanta, Georgia. We'll have a screen in Atlanta, Georgia. We'll have one out there where the Hootie was at the Health Store. So we're working out. I have to work that out with the Hootie. But we're looking for places to do the screenings. It has to make sense for us. We can't just pull out of our pocket and come, you know. If people can set up some screenings and put some people in the seats, we're definitely willing to come. This is not, man, I'm from Detroit. Saladin is from Cap City, Richmond, VA. So the Hootie may not be able to travel, but whenever he can, he would definitely come. But I like to be there with the people, especially with the first film, because come October, I have to go back to the Dominican Republic, and I have to stay there for a while and I'll be working on some other stuff as well. So I want to do in Philadelphia, early part of October, we're at the International Locks Conference with Mama Kosor. So that's going to be a big event for us too. Professor Griff will be there, Pinocchio Rashidi. So that'll be a big event. But we want to do screenings. So if you I got to leave you the email too. You can send us an email at events, EVENTS at urbankryptonitefilm.com. You got any questions about screenings? And we'll have the documentary in the different bookstores around the country as well. So we definitely do that too. So if you have a bookstore, if you have a bookstore and you're selling, give us a call. We have like decent amount of bulk orders. We can't just be sending 1 or 2 DVDs out. We can't do that. But if you're ordering a decent amount, we can definitely get that to you. At least 10, 20, we can definitely get that to you.
All right, brother. We definitely appreciate that because we do have a bookstore. It's Cultural Freedom Bookstore, and we have it here in North Carolina. Right. So we definitely will be getting that from you.
Okay, great.
All right, thank you, brother.
No problem, brother.
Peace, guys.
All right, Brother Insight, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah. Make sure you also, like Damien said, check us out on Facebook, Urban Kryptonite Films. A lot of information is passed through there on a day-to-day basis. There was a bunch of gems dropped today about how African Americans, so-called African Americans, have a higher rate of all forms of cancer. So not only are you going to get updates about the films and the screenings, you're going to get updates about your everyday health. And that's the thing I love about Urban Kryptonite Films. It's just not promoting our documentary and our film that's coming out, but it's also continuously
educating people about themselves, about their biology, about who they are. So it's a lot of great information on there as well. And like I said, if you're in Chicago, August the 1st, if you're in Ohio, July 18th, 19th, and 20th, Cleveland State University, Ohio State University, and a Philly Museum in Cincinnati, Ohio.
We got more callers. Where the callers at, man? This is what I get up for, man. Me and Saladin, we've been bottled up, man. It's like Clint Eastwood, Escape from Alcatraz, man.
Right. Well, let's try to go back into the phone lines for those who need to call in. We wish you would call in. So the number is 626-414-3535. That's 626-414-3535. Give us a call.
Yeah, so while they waiting
you got anything you want to build on as far as the health information that you heard tonight?
Yes. How many of you heard that in 1894 was the first year they started processing meat?
I'm not sure that date, but I heard it was somewhere during the 19th or late 19th and early 20th century was when they started processing meat. I've heard that before. I can't say I know the exact date, but I know I've heard it was somewhere in that time frame.
It said that there was the first year, 1894 was supposed to be, I don't know how accurate that is, but it's supposed to be in the first year they started processing meat. And the first year they had a recorded heart attack was recorded.
Wow.
The same year.
I believe it, Elder. That's crazy.
All right. We got area code 843. Area code 843. You on the line?
Peace,
God.
Peace.
What's good, fam? I had a question about, with all of these GMOs and all of the foods, everything being polluted, basically, what would be the best choice for a diet?
Me personally, I'll go first, and then I'll let Cochise go after me. At the end of the day, when we break it down, man, a plant-based diet is the most healthiest diet for you. If you're gonna, do a little bit of fish and things of that nature, go ahead. I'm not gonna eat that myself personally, just because I know how my body reacts to it. But we gotta have a plant-based diet. Dr. Alim said it earlier: 75-80% plant-based. You can get away with a little fish and a little bit of other things here and there, but you want to definitely make sure you're waking up in the morning. As soon as you wake up, after you brush your teeth, get you about 20 to 32 ounces of lemon water. You know what I'm saying? Get your day started that way. Get you a smoothie. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times when we wake up, we start eating too much too fast. We eat hash browns. We eat sausage. You know what I'm saying? We eat way too much too fast. So get you a smoothie, get you some fruit, and try not to eat until 11 o'clock. Because between 11 and 7, that's when our body is designed to start breaking food down and start digesting food properly. So after that, for lunch, get you a nice salad. Get you some nut meat if you was making the nut meat that you're doing the fruitarian thing. And then for dinner, you can kind of repeat the same thing. And if you like to snack, because a lot of times you like to snack, get you some healthy snacks. Get you some figs, some dates, some almonds, some apricots, apples. Get you any type of fruit. It's something that you want to snack on. That way, throughout the day, you're eating plant-based and whole foods that your body can recognize, and your body can not only break down, but your body can use as for energy to help maintain a proper level of health as it pertains to your body. And again, drink half your body weight in ounces of water. We gotta drink water. We don't drink enough water, man. That is the most important thing. And the easiest way to make your water alkaline, put some organic lemon juice in it, or put a little bit of baking soda, aluminum free that is, and you got alkaline water. I follow the theory of Dick Gregory. He says the best water to drink is spring water because that water is moving through the rocks, is not stagnated. So I drink a gallon of spring water a day. I put a little bit of lemon juice in it and a little bit of baking soda, and I'm good to go.
All right. Exactly. That makes sense. That makes sense. If we people from the dirt, we should eat from the dirt.
Exactly, brother. It's just that simple, brother. You hit the nail on the head.
No doubt. We appreciate you for calling in and asking that question. Good one. All right, we got area code 646. Area code 646. You on the line.
I want to say, give props to all your brothers for the hard work y'all put in for the film. Dr. Alim, you're a lifesaver, brother. Yo,
appreciate
you,
it, brother.
lied to us. You lied to us. I was in tears when I found your website, brother. And I bought your book, the first world order, and I read the tour book, Return of the Ancients, and I got me a Circle 7. But again, I'm from New York, brother. When y'all gonna be doing something up here with the screening?
Monday night at 7 o'clock.
Put it in Monday in Harlem. Go ahead,
in
yo.
Harlem, at the National Black Theater at 7 o'clock. So tell the New York family to come out. It's going to be the day after the Ali Muhammad Brother Polite debate in the same location at 7 o'clock. We're going to show the film, then we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to have a Q&A where half of the cast is going to be there. So Monday night at 7 o'clock in Harlem.
Okay, brother, I'll definitely be there. And again, much props to your brothers, man. A lot of brothers talk a lot of your brothers. Peace, brother.
What's your name, brother?
My name is Tarak, brother.
Tarak, okay, make sure you holler at us for Monday night, brother. We're looking forward to meeting you, man.
Yes, sir, I'll be there. Yes, sir. Thank you again in Islam, brothers. Peace.
Islam. Peace.
All right, so let's go to area code 804. Area code 804, you're on the line.
Yo. Peace, fellas.
Peace.
I know that voice.
You know the voice? Yeah, this is Saladin. I was listening, man. I just want to give a shout out to these two brothers that you got there, man. I think the world needs to know and be unveiled to the magic that both of these brothers willed. And it's just been a pleasure to serve, So I look forward. We're gonna turn up a little bit in New York. We're gonna turn up.
Right.
Ali,
and everybody else get that date. That's June 23rd, 7 p.m.
7 o'clock.
That's Eastern Standard Time. Huh?
Yeah.
Ali, can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Dr. Ali, for everybody that don't know, this is the guy that is putting together the film for you all to see. All of his efforts, every day, all day, sleepless nights. We don't have a 40-man crew. This guy is the Goliath, is the Samson of all of this work. This guy's doing everything. He's talking really humble right now, but this is the guy that's editing, that's cutting, that shot the film. That this guy did a lot of things, and and not just this is you talking about 6 or 7 months. I mean, we was really working. So I mean, this is the guy right here that called in that's doing all of the magic right here. This is Saladin Assad, who I would say, and I'm not fluff. We don't do that fluff stuff here in Detroit. But this guy right here is probably one of the better film guys. He will be known more after this in the country. I would say that because I've dealt with people here in Detroit that's doing films, and they're telling me they got 40-man crews or 20 men. I look at the brother Byron Hurt, Soul Food Junkies. I saw about 50 to 60 names on there of people just doing different work. And this brother right here is doing a minimal of a 15-man job, a minimal. So I got to thank him for that. And, once you guys come out in New York, you guys definitely, you build with Saladin. This guy has a lot of knowledge behind the camera. He's also deep into the health and the vegan stuff as well. He's really solid brother.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I drop that payment off in your account, man. Thanks for the props, man.
Come on, man.
I just wanted to say I appreciate
you can ready to get your props too. I
appreciate platforms like this. This platform is really great, and I just wanted to call in and just drop my 2 cents. But as you know, I'm going back to work, so I just wanted to say, good looking, brothers, and stay up.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Peace, brother.
Peace.
Appreciate it, bro.
Peace. Yes, sir.
Shalom.
All right, we got 1 minute left, y'all. Any other closing remarks? Anything else y'all need to say before y'all get on up off of here?
No, I mean,
give them the dates, the times, how much they need to have. I believe it was $10. Make sure y'all have your $10 at the door, y'all.
Brother Insight will be at the door. So don't
remember,
be
the brother
trying to
already
come
said
in.
y'all be thinking that everything is free.
Right. Black people, we spent $1 trillion last year. Money is not our problem. We ain't got enough money. We just need to learn how to direct our money. So don't come at the door. I'm going to be at the door. Me and the sister going to be at the door. Don't come in. Can you get the $5 holler? That's not going to happen. It's going to be $10. Y'all go see Spider-Man and X-Men and all that for $15 and $20. You can spend $20 with your brothers. Come support this film. 7 o'clock. The doors will open up at 6 o'clock. You'll be able to get a good seat, get comfortable, get ready to watch the documentary because we start at 7 on the dot because we can't be in there all night. So make sure y'all tell a friend or relative. Y'all come on out. The kids get out of summer camp. The folks get off of work between 5 and 6. Y'all come on down and see us, man. Support this film, man. Dr. Laila Africa, Dr. Ari Latham, Dr. Ali Mohammed, Minister Inky, Sister Abundance, Dr. B. Serious, Cochise. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be powerful, man. Make sure y'all get there. Harlem, USA. We in the building this weekend. It's going down.
All right. Brother Fahim, you got any closing remarks?
All I can say is I enjoyed all you boys tonight.
Yes, sir. Boy, we appreciate
all that good science on me. Yeah, about diet and health and holistic health. Keep up the good work, brothers.
Can I say one thing?
Well, make sure you say it. All right.
Go ahead. One thing.
The God has got something to say. Right quick. Hold on. Okay.
Peace, everybody. I just wanted to remind everybody June the 28th and June the 29th, we'll be having Indigenous Cosmic Golden Ray Order of Melchizedek, which is an ancient Peruvian healing initiation. So we're really excited about that. So mark your calendar. That's June the 28th and the 29th. And the location will be at 2188 White Oak Road. That's in Kelly, Kelly, North Carolina, 28448. It is 144. You will get certified, and if you want to, you also will be fed. If you want to, you can save money and stay on the land. There are 2 tents that we do have on a first-come, first-served basis. So we're really excited about that. Y'all check it out. On the website, it's Dr. Alim El-Bey.com, and that's DRALIMELBEY.com. All right, peace and honor. Was you about to say something, El?
Yeah, real quick. My radio show, The Insightful Hour, is normally every Sunday from 6 to 8. But we're doing a special show on Saturday night, live from New York. When we touch down, we're going to have some of everybody on there. Abundance, Inky, Cochise, Dr. Ali. It's going to be everybody in the film. We're going to be all building together, eating, relaxing, and enjoying each other's company. So make sure y'all call in to the show on Saturday night at 9 o'clock. 619-393-2813, 619-393-2813. So to kind of be like a continuation of tonight's show, talking about the film, getting people motivated and amped up, and getting them to come out Monday night to support the film. So thank you, Sister Kadira. Thank you, Dr. Ali, for allowing us to be on the show tonight. I really appreciate that. And I honor you guys. Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all, brother.
All right, brother L, you take care. Y'all be good. Peace and blessings. We'll see y'all.
All right.
Now. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you greatly. Much appreciated. Appreciate everything. Appreciate everything.
Yes, sir.
All right, my brother. Peace.
All right. As my wife stated, no doubt, make sure that y'all check us out. That's June 28th and 29th. Here in North Carolina, we will be having initiations into the Indigenous Cosmic Golden Ray Order of Melchizedek. You will learn the Peruvian healing techniques. You will also learn certain forms of Qigong, Tai Chi, as well as also various arts of Reiki, such as Tibetan Reiki, Shekon Reiki, as well as also Ushi Reiki, as well as also Kundalini activation, and the bringing about of the 12 strands of DNA, as well as also Macabre techniques, how to activate your Macabre, as well as also we are having a sweat lodge, all right, an authentic indigenous Native American sweat lodge as part of the initiation. So make sure that you bring your sweats, because you will be sweating rather hard in this initiation. So come on out, check us out. we will be doing it up. You know what I mean? So, once again, for those interested, 910-364-9099. Give us a call. And we out.
Economy, robbery, cock it, I probably drop it. It gotta be honest, the opposite of novelty, rock it. I heard me hand cock it, I'm honest, throwing your gun, I'm funky 4+1.
Oh, shit. We out.
Peace.